448 back again with a brand new video, and I give credit to this video to Trevor Novelnor. All right, let's get going on though. Don't subscribe to him. So I did record a Harvest Moon video, fellas, but there were some issues with the recording. It was supposed to come out 2 days ago, and I haven't been recording anything recently because I'm still making the trailer and I'm preparing for the first episode of The Worst YouTuber on the Internet. That will be coming out tomorrow, I believe. Sorry it's taken so long. But the video is just completely done now, except for the end of it where I have to, I need the real Terminate Vader to get back from his grandma's house so I can finish it off. I will be exposing Trevor for all that he has done. But that's going to be said in the future. I will announce what the episodes are in my trailer. I'll announce all the episodes. I'll get the title of every episode that's coming, what they're all about. And I will also be showing how big of a plan this has been and the preparation that has gone into making this video, fellas. Because when I expose Trevor, I mean it in all sense of the word. I'm not going to say how many screenshots I have yet, but I want you guys to know it's a lot. Trevor, you think you have nothing to be exposed for, but when we're through with this, Trevor, there's going to be a lot of stuff that people will know that you might not want them to. We're not going to like dox you or anything. Please don't confuse that. And I don't mean you any harm, Trevor, but people need to know what you're like. I don't intend to bully you or anything, Trevor. I think you're a pretty cool fella, Trevor. But the stuff that you've been doing to your friends, people, and a lot of other stuff, specifically like money, begging for subscribers, all this stuff, Trevor. I think someone needs to finally just show it to everyone. So tomorrow's when my video comes out, fellas, and then I'm hoping that after I upload that, I'll be able to start recording the first episode, which I won't spoil it for you, fellas, because I want it to be it's going to be episodic. Every single episode will deal with a different topic every time. I hope you guys are ready for it, fellas. It will be a good one. But this is top 10 weird buildings, fellas. I will leave a link in the description for the guy who wrote it. And I will also leave a link for a couple of websites that I used. I don't have all the websites, which I apologize for. They should be a couple of the results down. If you search up any of the houses used, I will try to put the title of the building on the screen so you guys know what I searched exactly. I apologize for it. I will look for the links I did use. But if I cannot find them, I do apologize. That was unprofessional of me. I should have copied them down. I didn't copy anything exactly word for word, so you shouldn't just try to Google it. But I just have some basic stuff about the buildings that I think you guys would like to know about. So number 10 is Wonderworks. Wonderworks is this an indoor amusement park, fellas. I actually went to one before, and I thought it was pretty cool, fellas. They had these science and stuff, bro, and it was they had electricity in a ball or something, and I thought it was pretty cool, fellas. But I thought it was pretty cool, and they did a demonstration with liquid nitrogen as well, which I thought was a pretty cool thing they did. Some of these buildings are actually upside down, and they have a lot of different areas with a lot of different stuff in them. I remember inside the one I went to, there was this weird altered floor upside down room thing that they had, which I actually went on to it, and I had a lot of fun there, fellas. I don't know about the cost to get in or how you get in at all, but I don't imagine it's all too much. It's just like a science amusement park. I think if you're interested in science at all, you should go check it out, fellas. It's a pretty cool location. Now on to number 9. This is the fish-shaped building. This is actually a building from India and Hyderabad. The reason you might be wondering why this building looks like a fish. It actually has a good reason to be looking like a fish. It's for the National Fisheries Development Board, which I don't know what they do, which I believe it involves fishery development, at least, hopefully. And I like the idea of just building your building straight up as what your building is about. So I like the idea of them making the building into a big fish because they're dealing with fish stuff, which is pretty cool, I think. And it does light up at night with blue neon lights to, I guess, to imitate like fish swimming in water, which I thought was a pretty cool touch to add on to the design, fellas. Number 8, piano-shaped building in Huaiyan, China. This is actually a building. It's built by college students and I believe architects as well. It was to try to inspire some tourism in the city. It's a 50-1 recreation of a grand piano and violin, it's gigantic, fellas. I don't know if that's exactly right because it does not look like it's 50-1 to me. But it's what a website did say. I will be linking that website in the description. So if you don't trust them, you don't have to. You can just disregard that. But either way, it's still a big building, fellas. It's a grand piano and a violin, and I guess the violin is used as like a staircase up, and then the actual piano part of the building is used as 2 concert halls plus an area for college students to practice at with their musical instruments and stuff. And as well as the fish building, like the fish building, it also glows neon lights at night, which I saw a photo of, which I might show on screen. Also, by the way, fellas, I'd like to apologize. I'm only using photos, a single photo for everything. It's not something I want to do, but with all the footage I have for the worst YouTuber on the internet and some other stuff I've been downloading recently, you guys all know that I record stuff on my phone. I'm even recording this on my phone. So I won't be able to download a bunch of videos for a while, so I can't make this with a bunch of videos. If you do want to see videos of any of the buildings, I recommend you do search it up on YouTube, fellas. I'm sorry I couldn't have played any videos in the background of like people like showing off the building, the insides of the buildings and stuff, fellas. I do apologize. That is something I want to have in my videos because the video looks bad if I don't have that kind of stuff and just photos. I'm sorry for that, fellas. So, but I hope you guys can understand that I'm making a pretty large sum of videos in the near future that I require a bunch of footage for, like background game footage. I'm going to need editing. I'm going to need more videos. I downloaded a bunch of photos I have. But, yeah, I'll announce that in the future. But let's move on to number 7, fellas. Number 7 is a hotel made from storage containers, which is something I thought was pretty cool. Alright, guys, sorry about that, fellas. But I was on number 7, which is the hotel made from containers. There's a couple of these different ones, but they're all designed kind of differently, but I'm choosing the one in Baba Goa, India. This one is called the Beach Box as well. It's comprised of upcycled and recycled materials, and it has 16 rooms, a restaurant, a bar, and a swimming pool. I thought that was actually pretty cool. I think that's actually a really cool thing for them to have. I really like the idea of building a hotel out of recycled materials and stuff, and also making it inside of a storage container, because that actually puts a new spin on it. The place seems pretty cool as long as it has a restaurant, a bar, and a swimming pool, which I don't know how they would do that with what they have, but it sounds like a cool place to go to. I think there's also another couple of buildings that have like a storage container, like hotels. But the other ones that I did see were also kind of good. They're all different, kind of. Like one of them was like on a, one of them looked a little bit more modern with like windows and everything. But I decided on this one where it outright looks more like a shipping container than the other ones. If you like the other ones, there's a couple of others to search up, like shipping container houses, and look at them. Decide which one you like the most. There's another one where it's like a bunch of them stacked on top of each other with windows facing out, and they're like have wood plating on the sides, and like they're painted like black and stuff, and they have like their stands and stuff, which I thought was also a pretty cool place, and I like how they they reused old stuff to make a new house. But on to number 6, the Agora Tower. There was another name for this, but it was in I believe it was built in Taipei, Taiwan. They This building is actually kind of like it actually has stuff growing on the sides. If you look at the photos of it that I should be showing on screen, there is some like stuff growing on the side, like they're growing like plants, different kinds of like fruit stuff. They're just growing a bunch of like wildlife on the sides of it, like plants, trees, all kinds of stuff, different kinds of plants, different kinds of fruit trees. You know what I mean. It's also called Taozu Yanwan. I hope I pronounced that right. It's spelled TaoZhuYinYuan. And it's supposed to be eco-friendly and stuff, fellas. It's in It's in the Xinyi district of Taipei, Taiwan. Yeah. I really like how this one is also designed with its like helix kind of look to it. I also like the fact that they try to grow stuff on the outsides of the building. I don't know what they do with the plants. Like I don't know if they like take the like plants or something and do anything with them, or they just let them grow. I don't know. I didn't see anything about that. If they do anything with the plants, please tell me down in the comments or something, fellas. I'd be happy to know because it's something I'm curious about, fellas. But yeah, let's get on to number 5, the Crooked House. There's another name for this place actually. It's actually also called the Krzywy. It's spelled KRZYWY space DOMEK. I don't know how to pronounce that kind of stuff. Krzywy Domek, maybe. Sorry if I butchered that name, but it's also called the Crooked House. It's a building in Sopot, Poland. It looks very groovy, if I'm going to say anything, because it looks kind of like it's like gone through a drug trip or something, fellas. Like it's all wavy and stuff. Hang on, I lost my place. Sorry about that, fellas. It's a home to many. It has a bunch of shops inside of it, some restaurants, and it even has its own radio station. I guess this place was like inspired by like a fairy tale design, which is something that I really liked, because it's not something you really see a lot of, which is something I would like to see more of it, because I really like how wavy and stuff it looks, and how weird it looks in comparison to everything else. This is actually, I wonder about the shops inside of it, like what they have inside, like if there's anything else in there besides shops, restaurants, and a radio station. I wonder about what that radio station is about. But let's get on to number 4. Number 4 is Kansas City Library. I actually like libraries. I go down to one every once in a while, fellas. I like reading some books down there, fellas. But number 4, of course, the Kansas City Library. This library, though, is a bit different from other ones. It's actually pretty big looking. And it has, like, the outside wall and stuff is designed to look like a bunch of books lined up together. I do like the design. It's kind of like the fish building, like how a fish for a fishing industry, while books for the library, which is something I really like, fellas. I like when buildings are reminiscent of what they're about. I would like to go here if I ever had the chance to go there, fellas. I think it looks like a great building to go to. If anybody else has been there before, please tell me what it was like down in the comments. I'd like to hear about it. Number 3, though, is the Cubic House. When you think about that, there's a couple of different kinds of cubic houses. Like there's I read earlier there's one inside of, I believe, Fort Wayne, Indiana, but that's not the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one in Rotterdam, Netherlands. These are ones inside of these are ones that are like normal buildings until they reach the roof, where it turns into a sideways cube. I'll be showing a photo on the screen. But these are designed to be like a tree and stuff, and like they're supposed to be like a village and like take. They're not supposed to take up too much space. They're designed to like conserve space. Actually, I believe it was. The guy designed them in order for them to be able to like make the most out of the space that is used. And I looked at the photos of the insides of the building, though. It looks cool, but it also looks like it's a bit not cool. It looks a bit wonky looking to me, which is something you might not agree with. You might actually like the building. I recommend you look at some photos of them. While there, I also saw that there is a chess piece museum underneath the buildings. From the ones in Rotterdam, Netherlands. There is another area that also has these. I can't remember the name of that those areas right now. I believe it started with an H. Let me actually search it up for fellows. I'm looking at them right now, the photos of them. Yeah, it's in Helmond. Helmond, 3 test versions were made in 1974 and 1977. 18 houses were constructed. And I believe this one surrounded a theater, and that theater was destroyed in a fire. That's tragic, fellas. But yeah, I recommend Google this up, look at a couple photos of them, decide what you think about it. I think it looks cool, but it also doesn't. But, alright, number 2 is the Atomium Building. It's a building made in Brussels, Belgium. It has a museum inside of it, and it's designed to look like a unit cell. I don't know what a unit cell is. Sorry, guys. Well, I think I know kind of what it is. By Googling it, the dictionary or whatever says a unit cell is the smallest group of atoms of a substance that has the overall symmetry of a crystal of that substance, and from which the entire lattice can be built up by repetition in 3 dimensions. So it's the smallest unit, smallest group of atoms in a substance, and I guess if you and it has the same symmetry of a crystal of that substance. So I guess it's like a smaller version of the overall that can be, if replicated, could make a crystalline version of it. Not a crystalline version, that's not what I meant. It's hard for me to explain, fellas. I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to go on to more about the building, because this isn't science class. But as you see the photo right now, if you see all those the stuff connecting the balls to each other, those are enclosed staircases, escalators, and a lift in the central vertical tube, as well in the middle one, to allow access to the 5 habitable spheres, which contain exhibit halls and other public spaces. The top sphere includes a restaurant, which has a good view of Brussels, which is actually something else I really like about it. I like the way they used up the space to make escalators and stairwells up to the buildings and stuff, fellas, which is a pretty nice use of the space they have, because I imagine the space in there isn't all too great because most of it isn't even used up. It's just 5 little areas connected to each other. Or I think there's actually more than 5, excuse me. Atomium Building. Yeah, I'm looking at the photo right now of it. Yeah, there is 5 spheres, I believe. They don't look too big, but they don't look too small either. I imagine you can fit a bit in there. But yeah, there are 6 spheres, 5 outer spheres or no, actually, I'm looking at the photo from the wrong way. It seems as if there are actually 7 spheres. There's 6 on the outer rim, and then there's like a thing connecting all of them to each other, kind of. And then there's a 7th sphere in the middle, which looks a bit bigger than the others. It's a pretty cool building. I like how it's designed. Oh, I'm looking at it again from another angle, and there's even more. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I guess it's a cube. So there's like, it's on all sides. There's 8 corners of a cube, and then there's the middle. Sorry guys, the photos I saw of it were just from ground view, but this one's from further away, so I can actually see that there's actually 3 of them that were lined up in the middle. Sorry for that mistake, fellas. But number 1 is Guggenheim Museum. It's an art museum in Manhattan, New York. It holds some of the stuff inside of it is over 8 decades old, which is like, I believe 80 years, fellas, and is somewhere it's somewhere I actually wanted to go to. The building has some weird band-like design. It has like a design where it looks like bands or something. You know what I mean, fellas? I don't know how else to describe it. But it's also kind of like that inside, and it has a bunch of like different like balconies within it. Like if you look at a photo from inside, there's a bunch of like balconies that are looking down at the center of it, which is also something else I really liked about the building. Also, like, I guess it was named after the one of the pieces of one of the. All right, the building has many. As it started with like private collections of art. Excuse me. I guess it was started by the art collection of some guy who he's the guy who made the art in the first place, not the guy who owned the art. Solomon R. Guggenheim. Which is something I really like them naming it after the first guy they had. Excuse me, fellas, while doing further research, I realized that previous statement I just made was wrong. It was actually founded by Solomon R. Guggenheim, and it was even established by the Solomon R. Guggenheim Foundation. That is actually a big mistake on my part. I do apologize for that, fellas. I must have misread some of the stuff that I was reading. I'll try not to make a mistake like that big again. But yes, Solomon R. Guggenheim was not an artist, I don't believe, and if he was, it wasn't. They did name it after him. And also, I did say that the museum has stuff from over 8 decades old, but I also misread that as well. And it says the museum's collection has grown over 8 decades. I apologize for those last 2 things I said were mistakes. I just wanted to correct that. And Guggenheim is the one who gave the first private collections, I think. I don't know how to read this. It says it was founded upon several important private collections, beginning with that of Solomon R. Guggenheim. I imagine that means he gave some of his own private collections. Which was pretty nice of him. I'm sorry I slandered his good name, fellas. But yeah, that's going to be it for number 1. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll try to leave a link in the description. I'll also link the guy who made the list. Because you might be wondering why I'm doing this. I'm trying to prove a point, fellas. Trevor has done this, so I'm going to do it. So let's see. Alright, guys, so please like, subscribe, share the video, or whatever. I'll be exposing Trevor in a couple days, fellas, when if when you guys are ready, I will be premiering the videos from now on. I will be premiering some of my videos, the important ones about Trevor, so that way you guys always see them first, and then you guys can react to them while they're live, which is something I always wanted to try out. So guys, get ready for the video. See y'all later. And I apologize, this thing has mostly been photos still. I just want to give one last apology that I don't have the storage and stuff for more videos, which is something I regret. I am trying to find I'm thinking of using a computer editing software called Wondershare Filmora. I have downloaded it, but I've yet to really try it out. I have looked at it, and it seems kind of similar to KineMaster. Just one last